What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and the stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. And remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country that you need to know about. Also, thanks so much for hitting the like button for us down below. We have a major announcement here for Social Security recipients here coming directly from the government, and I will let you guys know about it here in this video. We also have several other things to talk about here in this video that I will let you guys directly know about here. This comes as inflation is at a 40-year high, and any reduction of costs will be welcome. We have this as Medicare Part B was increased, and one of the largest increases that we have seen here. And Medicare Part B went up by $21.60 in from 2021 to 2022. And a lot of that was because of a very expensive prescription drug named Alduham, which is for Alzheimer's drug that was just added in here for this year. The cost of that drug was $56,000 per year. And they have basically have that reduced to half now, which is still unbelievably expensive. But they have also had it dramatically, the amount of people that it's going to be going to here underneath the Social Security umbrella has been dramatically reduced here as well. Let me show you. So there's some good news and there's some bad news about this. The good news is that there is going to be a quote reduction of Medicare Part B. The bad news is, well, I'll show you here the announcement. Here we go. We'll also talk about some Social Security raises here after this here as well. You can see here Health and Human Services announces projected Part B premium price drop due to Alduham pricing. That's that prescription we were talking about underneath the Social Security umbrella. New CMS report requested by the Health and Human Services Secretary, Becerra, shows savings can be passed on to Medicare beneficiaries in 2023. Yeah, here's what the rest of it says. Medicare beneficiaries are expected to see lower Part B premiums in 2023 due to the lower price of the Alzheimer's drug Alduham. Today, Department of Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra said that 2022 Medicare Part B premiums should be adjusted downward due to the prescription drug manufacturer reducing the price of Alduham from $56,000 per year down to $26,200 per year. So that's a drastic price reduction of about almost $30,000 per year per person, albeit still very, very expensive, $26,200 per year per person. But the amount of people that actually get on this is very limited. You have to be in a clinical trial to get this Alzheimer's prescription. So it is very limited. So that is also a reason on why this the Medicare Part B cost is going to go down. Due to the legal and operational hurdles of lowering the cost midstream or mid-year, the reduction will be incorporated into Medicare premiums for 2023. Yeah, that is part of the disappointment here. Becerra's decision to lower Medicare beneficiaries' premium payments came after he received a report from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services concluded that the cost savings from lower than expected Medicare Part B spending on Alduhelm can be passed along to Medicare beneficiaries by lowering the 2023 Part B premium. It is expected that the 2023 Part B premiums will be lower than 2022, but a final determination will be made later this fall after CMS has assessed the other current and projected Medicare Part B costs. The Part B standard monthly premium was increased from $148.50 in 2021 to $170.10 in 2022, due in part to spending trends driven up by the pandemic and the uncertain pricing and utilization of Alduhelm, CMS said. Despite the increase, most people with Medicare saw a net increase in Social Security benefits due to the higher than cost of living adjustment in 2022, CMS says. The use of Alduhelm has been controversial due to its price tag. I know that cost is ridiculous, right? And questions over whether results from the clinical trials have even established this prescription drug as effective. In January, CMS announced it would limit its use to those enrolled in qualifying clinical trials only. CMS finalized that policy in April, limiting coverage for Alduhelm and for any future monoclonal antibodies against amyloid. Alduhelm is the brand name for the drug aducanumab, the only FDA-approved monoclonal antibody treatment to target amyloid in the brain for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease, which represents AHIP, which represents insurers, agrees with CMS, saying that 2 clinical trials for Alduhelm were stopped because the drug did not help patients. According to an August 2021 letter it sent to CMS. Wow. So should they even be paying for this at all? The Campaign for the Sustainable RX Pricing said that despite manufacturer Biogen's 50% price cut, Alduhelm still carried an egregious price tag for an unproven brand name treatment. However, Us Against Alzheimer's and Pharma RMA contended it was wrong to deny patients coverage to a class of prescription drugs. Effective January 1st, Biogen cut the wholesale acquisition cost of Alduhelm by 50%, from $56,000 a year to $28,200. Earlier this year, Department of Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra instructed CMS to reassess the 2022 Medicare Part B premium amount in response to a price reduction for Alduhelm. When calculating Part B, CMS builds in a reserve to ensure the Medicare Supplementary Medicare Insurance SMI Trust Fund remains adequately financed for the year. In 2022, CMS appropriately built in a reserve to ensure that the trust fund could cover the potential costs of Alduhelm and similar drugs because it costs $56,000 per year. So this is good news and not so good news because they have basically announced here that there will be a reduction in premiums, but they won't happen until next year. But just kind of knowing how things are, we've seen such a large rise in premiums last year, because of inflation and because of this large cost prescription that was in there. And also you got to kind of think about how hot inflation is right now, and you got to think of prescription drugs, inflation, the cost of everything being built in there, and I'm just kind of thinking out loud here, just being a realist, just kind of thinking of everything through here. If we just take this one prescription out of the equation, let's just say it wasn't there last year, it wasn't there this year, just let's just say it didn't exist at all. Okay. What do we think that the increase would have been last year? So let's say that the increase was around $21 last year. What do we think the increase would have been last year without this prescription at all? We know inflation is running historically high. Inflation is high everywhere in the world. Gas prices are high, food prices are high, everything is just high. Inflation's hot. Inflation is high everywhere. So, so now they're saying there's going to be a reduction. How much we don't know yet. So I'll keep you up to date on this. The other thing we have to wonder here is that will this reduction offset what the inflation raise will be for this upcoming year, for 2023? Because just thinking about this realistically, we can kind of assume with how bad inflation is right now. I mean, the last 2 months inflation was 8.3%, 8.5%, really out of control. So you just got to realistically think that at 8.3, 8.5%, we would we would realistically think that Medicare Part B is going to go up as well. Just costs for everything are up. Will this one medication being reduced, maybe even being phased out completely, potentially because of this? They haven't announced that it's being phased out completely, but you've seen the clinical results, well, at least being kind of mentioned there. Will it completely offset inflation costs? I don't know. I don't know. You let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I mean, I guess this is good news that there will be a reduction based on what they have said there. It's really only based off this, this one very, very expensive medication. But they've also, said it's been drastically reducing cost, and it's not going to be going out to nearly as many people. But this reduction won't happen until next year. How much? I will keep you up to date here. So let me know your thoughts on this. Also, regarding Social Security raises, you can see here just from a few days ago, action on the Social Security 2100 bill coming, quote, very soon from Democratic Representative John Larson. And he is the main sponsor from regarding the Social Security 2100 Act. This is a bill that would raise Social Security earnings or Social Security payouts to 125%. It has a lot of different things here, but one of them is 125% of the federal poverty level. And the 2022 poverty level has been increased here, and this would be a significant raise if they can get this passed in Congress for millions of Americans. You can see here the poverty level for a single for one person basically is $13,590. Okay. When you divide that by 12 months, that's $1,132 a month. They want to make that 125% per month be the minimum Social Security benefits for everybody that would qualify for Social Security underneath this bill. So that would make the minimum Social Security benefits $1,415 per month. As you can see right here on this calculator, we just did the math. It's 125% of the federal poverty guidelines, okay, which is $13,590 per year. It's 125% of that. So that for 12 months would be 16,987, almost 17,000 a year, which may or may not sound like a lot. I mean, for some people it might sound like a lot, but for some people, 17,000 a year is not really that much in today's age. The average salary today in 2022 is $53,490 per year, or $1,020 per week. This is according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS. Okay, this is the average mean wage for a full-time wage or salary worker for a 40-hour work week. Okay, so if you actually take this and divide this by 52, yep, 1,028, and then you divide that by 40 hours, that's about $25 an hour. And remember that a lot of states already have $15 an hour minimum wage. Minimum wage. This is $25 an hour as the average wage. Remember, salary wages, and a lot of people make more than this. So this is kind of the average. The average. A lot of states have $15 an hour minimum wage. Minimum wage. Okay. In fact, you look at articles like this. Walmart raises their average hourly wage to $15 an hour. This is their average hourly wage. This means that some people might make a little bit more, some people might make a little bit less, but $15 an hour is the average hourly wage at Walmart. The retail giant announced a pay increase for 425,000 employees here just a few months ago. But their minimum wage lags behind competitors like Amazon, Best Buy, and Target, who actually pay more than Walmart. So you can see here, these numbers aren't realistic for jobs, but for people who are retired, people on Social Security, VA benefits, survivors, SSI, SSDI, people who can't work, people who already worked, people on disability, people who are in their 70s, 80s, 90s. It's a different story, right? So people who may have already put in their time, have already worked 30, 40, 50 years, people who are on fixed income, you know, being able to collect $17,000 a year is really not that much to ask when the average worker nowadays is making $1,000 a week or $50,000 a year on average. On average. So it really just kind of shows you here that Social Security and fixed income benefits, and really everybody under the Social Security umbrella, SSI, SSDI, VA, RRB, survivors, everybody under Social Security umbrella has Social Security has just kind of fallen behind. And this is where Social Security really needs to be revamped. And the Social Security 2100 Act and the other bill that has been proposed by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Ron Wyden, who's the Senate Finance Committee chairman. And he's Senator Chuck Schumer is the Senate Majority Leader. I mean, these are pretty powerful people in the Senate, right? They have a previous plan that would increase all Social Security beneficiaries by just a flat $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries. So everybody underneath the Social Security umbrella. So we have this bill to just increase Social Security benefits by $200 per month. Then we have the other bill, the Social Security 2100 Act, co-sponsored by Senator John Larson. It has almost 200 co-sponsors between the House and the Senate. And this bill, which is very similar to President Joe Biden's proposal that he campaigned on, would apply the payroll tax to earnings, the Social Security payroll tax, to earnings over $400,000, and change the way the cost of living are adjusted for seniors to the CPIE index which would actually make COLA adjustments better for people on Social Security, just because it would basically just add them to the CPIE index, which is for elderly, and basically probably just increase your COLA raises. A policy group criticized the bill for raising less revenue and increasing benefits more than the 2019 version of the bill, while increasing benefits more is a good thing, right? Raising less revenue, well, this would probably have to, I mean, this all comes in compromise, right? The pandemic and inflation have given a new urgency to act on the bill, Senator John Larson said. The House Ways and Means Social Security Subcommittee plans to debate his Social Security 2100, a sacred trust bill, soon. Representative John Larson, chairman of the House Ways and Means Social Security Subcommittee, told Think Advisor in a recent email. The legislation adopts the Consumer Price Index for the elderly as the basis of the annual cost of living adjustment and applies the payroll tax to the annual wages above $400,000. So people that make over $400,000 would start paying back into Social Security payroll taxes to help pay for these raises that would pay for the Social Security raises. Quote, we are in the process of working towards markup, which will be held hopefully very soon, Larson said in the new email. A new report by the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget criticizes the bill for only keeping Social Security solvent until 2038, only 4 years from its current projected depletion date. But it has raises in there. So, as you can see here, there is several bills here to raise Social Security benefits, which so many people that rely on Social Security desperately need, especially here with inflation. And with all the bailouts that we have seen here in the past years. And President Biden says because employment is so high and unemployment is so low right now, the federal government is going to take in up to $1.5 trillion here of excess surplus money on the federal government. Now is the time that they can use this money to beef up programs like Social Security. They're also going to be doing up to $10,000 of student loan forgiveness. And now's the time that they can put this money to use for programs like this. So let me know your thoughts here. I will keep you up to date here with all of this stuff here on the channel. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. After clicking the subscribe button, then click the bell icon so you get notifications when we go live with new videos, which is every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also click the share button down below to share this video with anybody you think needs to hear this information. You can click here to watch my newest video next, and you can also click here to see my newest stimulus check video. There is over a dozen states that are sending out stimulus checks right now as well, and your state might be one of them. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.